Now we are live. So welcome again. Uh, today is a little bit different, but because my dear friend and colleague Robert van Hart will not be here with us because he was a victim of Murphy's Law. So when something can go bad, it goes. So in this case was the laptop. So he has a IT emergency. So welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Business, organized by JCI European Senate. I'm Philip Carrera, and I'm very glad to welcome Tiia Sucksdorff. She's the CEO of Paddle Park in Turku, Finland. Been there in Turku, very nice city. Tiia opened their first paddle court back in 2018, and it has been growing fast as the coolest sport in the world. Now she operates 26 courts, so 1 to 26, with a revenue over 1 million euros. So Tiia, welcome, and I would like you to answer this first question. How is it possible to have this? This is clearly an exponential growth. Is only because paddle is such a cool sport, or it was also your work?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And Robert, if you're listening or you will see this later, hi, Bibi. It would be nice to hear from you again after, I think, 10 years that we've seen each other. But anyway, I'm here now. Wait, my children are playing music. I have to quiet them. Pistäksä niin, ettei sieltä vahingossakaan tule enää musiikkia? Hyvä, kiitos. Okay, we're on a holiday, so my kids are here.
It's a funny thing is that we are both out of our own countries, and we are actually in the same country. So you are in Spain, I'm in Spain. You are from Finland, I'm from Portugal. So yeah, I'm doing holiday work basically.
Me too. But to answer your question, there is a saying that you have to be in the right place and the right time. And I was that in Finland with paddle. So there was no paddle courts in my city, which is at least 200,000 inhabitants nearby Turku and the city of Turku. So the work that I did before with real estate ended. The company was sold and I had to think about something else. I was sold also to the new company, but I didn't want to do that. So I thought, what can I do now? And then I've played paddle for 2 times maybe, and didn't know how to hold a racket. I'm not an ex-tennis ace or I don't have any professional sport background. I've just enjoyed working with people and enjoyed sports my whole life. So I thought this is something combined, a lot of social fun and sports. So paddle was the answer. So I started the business in the beginning of 2018 in actually April 4th. And my first courts were up and running in the beginning of August 2018. And now 26 courts later, I can say I was in the right place at the right time.
By the way, you were talking about, you were in real estate and there was a change in the company that you were, and suddenly you had to make a decision. You wanted to continue in that company or not. And this is something that nowadays, especially with the pandemic, there is a lot of people that are rethinking their lives, their professional lives. So I've been in that process. So I know that it takes um, a lot of I wouldn't say courage, because normally a lot of people talk about courage. Everything, you are courageous, everybody is courageous, everything is courageous. And I, for me, the bar for being courageous has to be bigger. That it means like life threatening. Okay, so I would say that you have to have the will to change. So how you manage that? How you manage that will? Because there is social pressure, family pressure. Normally, people are more pressured to continue the way that they are, not to change. Everybody says that likes change, that they are willing to change, but few really change. How you manage that change?
Well, a lot of people say that they're willing it, but what they are not willing is to sacrifice the status or the level they are at that time. So
they are willing to change if it's up.
yes, yes, and they don't want
to risk to go down.
They don't want to do. But I think I was fortunate enough to do my job the 3 years before in real estate and the 12-year before as a key account manager for this huge hotel company. I was fortunate enough to have bosses that would let me do my job as an entrepreneur. I could do my own strong decisions. And then within that 15 years, I realized.
So basically, you were, sorry to interrupt. Basically, you were inside the company already a very autonomous person.
Yes.
You were not micromanaged.
No, my bosses were really great. They let me do my decisions. They were strong. Sometimes I have to let people go. Sometimes I would recruit, but I would do the decisions with intuition and with heart. So when I started Paddle, I did 3 years by myself. I didn't have any employees. And then my bookkeeper said that, Tiia, your revenue is almost over 600,000. Would this be the time you would hire somebody? So then I thought, okay, maybe I have to, because I'm going to have so many different venues. But I think for now also, there was a big change in my life also in the fall of last year. Unfortunately, my mother died suddenly without any warning. So I have to stop again and rethink my life, because at the same moment I got an offer from a Swedish company that they would like to buy my business. And Paddle Park, which I built, was kind of a baby for me. I love to see it grow. I would love to be the first in everything. I've been in so many magazines with the words of how did she do this? And she's a woman and a single mother and no other people owning the company. It was 100% mine. So then when the Swedish came and offered to make Paddle Park even bigger that I could ever do by myself or with my employees, I took it, because now Paddle Park can grow and I have the opportunity to be with my kids more. So I don't have a mom anymore, but I have time and life to be a mom.
Yeah,
so
that's something that many times I see in entrepreneurs, that they are so obsessed with their project that they forget that they have a life, or
yeah,
they should have a life.
I was like that for 3.5 years. When I woke up, I was so in love with my company. I just wanted to see the bookings. I just wanted to see the happenings. I wanted everybody to feel happy to come to play in paddle park. I was there from 9 until 8 in the evening because I wanted to see the joy when people come and play. And there was no other place. And there was, I think it was almost year and a half that there was another paddle place, and then year more that there were indoor paddle. So you can imagine in Finland how long our summer is. It's not so long. You can play outside nicely. So we really needed the indoor place. So now I have 11 courts inside in one. I have 6 inside in the second place, and then now opening in April 4 inside, and the rest is outside.
Wow.
So
Still growing, still growing.
still growing, but now with the help of the Swedish Paddle United guys.
So in a way, you did 2 big changes in the same process. So you basically first, okay, I'm going to change to an activity that I don't, many times when people dedicate themselves to a sport like you dedicate, they were like fans of the sport before. So you played 2 times paddle and this, but you saw the opportunity because there was nobody in the market.
Yeah.
So you could take that risk, you took it, and you grown your baby, and you took another very difficult decision for an entrepreneur that is like, okay, this baby needs to grow, and at the same time, I need more time for myself. So it's time to have a partner that will help on that.
Yeah.
And that how you manage to, let's say, distance yourself a little bit from the baby, because this is another drama of the entrepreneur is like, okay, I have this and this is mine and it will be always mine and it's my baby and nobody will take care as much as me. And I'm so used to be my own boss that nobody will ever rule over me. So in a way, now you have to do reportings and things like this to a partner. How do you manage that?
Well, that's I'm learning. I'm learning as I go. It's difficult because the paddle park was always just in my head. I know everything. I know where everything is. I can remember. I have this absolutely annoying photographic memory. So I know where everything is, how everything is done, and that's the strength and the weakness I have in my head. But when I started the business, there was one old school friend that said, Tiia, don't be afraid. In modern life, no beast is gonna eat you, and you have all the food you can eat in this world. So everything
at the top of the food chain.
And then everything else is just doing, and you are a doer. You make things happen, and you make things happen fast and big and strong, and you get people in. You're that kind of person. I'm like, okay. Then I started paddle. But now when I was selling, one of my friends said, I kind of get into these sentences so much, so I remember them. So he told me that Tiia, he has a company. He said that many years ago, there was this big company that wanted to buy mine. And I was so in love with my company that I almost gave them the finger and said, nope, this is not for sale, go away. And then came difficult times, and he thought, oh my God, what have I done? I absolutely have put away opportunity to make my life easier by just holding up to a company that is nothing compared to living the life. So he called me way before I have sold my company. And he said, I've heard a rumor that you have sold Paddle Park. And I said, oh, really? To who? And I didn't. And then he said, he told me this story about him not selling. And then he said, Tiia, I was fortunate enough to get another offer, almost as good as the first one. But don't fall in love with your company, fall in love with life. So
great advice, great advice.
it was great advice. I mean, I'm kind of hard to take advices, but these are the kind of life advices that I really remember. And also what I want to,
Tiia, maybe, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Maybe we are more able to take advices when they connect with the time that we are living.
yeah,
So let's say for an advice to be relevant, time is everything. It's like this kind of commercial that we see when we are, let's say, I'm hungry and I see a pizza commercial and that would be nice.
I want Domino's.
If I'm full like hell, I see a pizza commercial and I'm like, oh yeah, pizza ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe timing is important.
Well, timing is everything, because I was in the right place at the right time doing the right business. So I think timing is everything, and everything revolving that is. But what I also in the beginning, I saw a sentence in Instagram that says, if you don't start your own business now and make a lot of money, somebody else will hire you and you will make them the same amount or more. So now is your time. And that was some sentence that I read, and I'm like, hell no, this is me time. So I opened Paddle Park. And also ex-governor and actress Arnold Schwarzenegger, he actually has this 6 steps thing, and there is one that says ignore the naysayers. Ignore the naysayers. That is the most important message to all people that want to start something of their own. Don't listen to the winner whiners. There's from 10 people, there's 8 that said, no, you cannot. One says like, I don't know. And one is like, go ahead.
And those naysayers, after some years, they will say, well, actually, I always believed that you could do it.
The winner whiners, put them away. And also there's one that Arnold says that gives something back. That is the 6th. That is the lead. That is the final thing he wrote with those. Give something back. And I have given back to animals. I have rescue animals, and I do work with rescue animals. I think we should do a lot more to get our animals to have better lives. So I'm trying to save as much as ants that I can.
So basically, you are giving back also to the society. So, because being an entrepreneur shouldn't be only like taking from the society some, and it should be also giving back.
Well, if I would love to show like a regular paycheck person how much taxes we pay. I mean, it's crazy amount of taxes, and everything has to be by the book and by the law, and my bookkeeper tells me this and this and this, and I just pay them without thinking, because if I think about how much, it's going to drive me crazy. So I just sell paddle balls and pay taxes.
You know, Robert, if he would be here, he would make, he always likes to make his final question, so I will make it for him. So Robert,
Okay.
if when you will see this, you will see, okay, that was my question. So he wouldn't forget. So can you tell what JCI brought to you in your professional and even personal life, if something, so for instance, in this project, what JCI contributed?
A lot.
The network. Tell me.
I was the president in 2013 in my chamber, and the people. I mean, I would not ever meet such good people in my life that I met through JCI. With the trips to Rio de Janeiro, to Monaco, to whenever we went, they came to Finland, we went somewhere. I still have, like Robert, I still have a lot of people that are really fun to remember. And one of my projects that I actually wrote in my kitchen, and it was made by our JCI people. We were the nominees in the Europe Reward as working with children. There was a school program that I wrote, and we made it happen, and we made a bunch of money with it, and then we were nominated. But that trip to see, when you're in Malta and there's 600 people outside in white cloth tables with their nightgowns, and then there comes Turku JCI, the project, our name and everything, I get chills.
I was one of the guys that was on the other side looking. I was in Malta there.
Oh, but it was just, wow. And I think people in that organization do right things, and they concentrate on right, important things. And I really am happy that JCI is still, I'm a Senator 73444. So I want this COVID to get the hell out, and then we can enjoy how JCI life was before, I hope.
Yeah, let's hope for a European conference in Bruges. You will be attending?
When is it?
June, 7 to 11 of June. I'm like promoting now the conference. So for the Belgian senators, okay, you see, promoting Bruges.
Good. I have to look into it if I can.
Yes, please.
I'm now a CEO of my company. I don't own it anymore, so I have to ask my bosses.
But you know, it's always a good opportunity to network. It is a good.
I know, and we're looking into countries that we can expand Paddle United, so it would be something maybe to consider. Yeah. So
Tiia, our conversation was fantastic. Thank you. I don't have anything. You should have told me that you have drinks.
I'm posting you.
I have only a guy there taking the coffee and still is there, like waiting. He's very slow. So Tiia, thank you very much for sharing with us your experience. I'm in the middle of your vacation. Please continue to have a fantastic vacation. You deserve. And this was another Let's Talk Business, and we had here Tiia with us explaining several interesting things, how you can change your life, and through her own example. And Tiia, it was a pleasure to meet you, because we met only this virtually, and my wish is that I hope to see you in Bruges in June. It will be a pleasure to meet you in person, because we need this kind of in-person meetings. So Tiia, Thank you very much. And
Thank you for inviting me. It was my
Ah.
pleasure.
it was my pleasure. Thank you.
Bye.